All right, this is the Pulling Each Other Along show, and I have Dave Clark, Dave Geis. I got Kurt Ruskoff with us still.
We
You're
got
still
Kurt.
live at this point,
Kurt.
Kurt. So I don't know if we'll delete you or not. You're here now. I forgot
There he
to
is.
take you off screen, so we might as well just keep you. So
Hey, he looks better than he is. There he is.
There he is. There you go.
There he is.
And then we had our own bumper music today, so we didn't have to worry about bumper. How about a little bit of more bumper music from our guest? We'll let her pick along here while people gather and hopefully get the stream going. And then I want to start the show today with something a little bit differently once we have our regular guests online. So if you're online, give us a chat. Let us know you're here. We're glad you're here at the Pulling Each Other Along show. I have Ava Paige, singer, songwriter, and really a major league overcomer right now too. And so we're glad she's actually at her studio in her home, and she took a break from a writing session today. So what happened to Dave Geis? We lost him. Hopefully he comes back. And we got hi Barb Proklopsky, Rossetti. I can say the Rossetti. So Rusty, thanks for joining us.
Rusty and Barb, hello guys.
April, hey April.
Hi April.
We're so glad that April joined us again tonight, and so glad we got to interact with April and her son Gabriel. And Gabriel got his wings. We announced that last week, and he was our most recent Pulling Each Other Along award winner. And so thanks for joining us, April. And we're getting some more folks on the show. Dave, and I don't know what happened to Dave Geis. We'll have to there he is.
Where is he?
What happened to you, Dave Geis?
What happened? Not
Did
sure.
you strike out, man?
Yeah,
The dugout?
yeah, that happens a lot.
Well, catchers can get away with that. You don't have to be a good hitter if you can actually catch the ball.
That's why I was a catcher.
Very good. So again, this is the Pulling Each Other Along show, and we have singer-songwriter with us, Ava Paige. And to start the show, I'm going to do something that nobody has seen before. And I'm going to pull this up, and if we can be quiet in the background, all my guys, I'm not going to mute you. But I put together a video today. I got on my creative side. And this is a song written by our guest. And so I think this is going to be a great way to introduce her. And I put her song to some things that are meaningful to this group with the Pulling Each Other Along group that's going. So here we go.
Can't figure out just where you're going. The road you're on feels like a dead end. When you feel the door is closing, well, that's when hope comes in. Well, that leap of faith has got you down. There's a blessing you forgot to count. Looking for peace has left you broken. Well, that's when hope comes in. Life can change when you least expect it to. It's amazing what a twist of fate can do. You're never through, no matter how much you've been through. So no matter how your story looks, there's still chapters left in a book. Just when you think you've reached the end, that's when hope comes in. And That's when hope comes in. Yeah, that's when hope comes in.
And there we have it, a beautiful song by tonight's guest, Ava Paige. So sorry to start on kind of a hopeful but yet a very rich feeling song. And we got some comments there, beautiful and touching, by none other than Mrs. Clark, Camilla Clark. Thanks for that. And Barbara also expressed some thoughts. So beautiful, it brings tears to her eyes. It is a very touching song, hard to believe. How old were you when you wrote that song?
14.
Oh, wow.
14. And was this pre-cancer or post-cancer?
It was pre. It was actually kind of crazy. So I was actually at a writer's little retreat thing, and we wrote this song, and I knew it was special, and I knew I wanted to record it, but I didn't really know why. I didn't know why I felt such a strong connection to it. And then we recorded it, and literally 3 weeks after I did the vocals and laid down everything, I got diagnosed. And the only reason why it didn't come out sooner was because I was waiting on the cover art. I wanted to create it myself. And yeah, it suddenly took on a whole new life for me. And I realized why I wrote it. I wrote it for me and for it to be my anthem. So yeah, it was kind of crazy.
Well, it sure did create some stir here, even amongst our crowd at pulling each other along. And April, who's making a comment there, beautiful, I'm crying. Her son Gabriel was highlighted, and he just passed away last week. And I was grateful to be able to meet Gabriel just a week before his passing. And so you're getting all sorts of kudos from our fan base here, Ava, about that song. And is there a way for people to go download that song? Is there, someplace and somewhere? And
Yeah, you can find that on wherever you're streaming music. It's called A Hope Comes In, and you can look up Ava Paige, Hope Comes In, and Paige is Paige. And yeah, I'm on all of all the streaming platforms and stuff.
right. So, hopefully folks would want to have that song, and when they need a touching moment, I guess you can probably go to avapage.com as well for something
Yes.
like that. So if folks are interested in that song, and I don't know if you're interested in that video, I put that together very, very quick, and a lot of the pictures are going to be things that mean something to me because I know all the stories behind the lyrics, that were a part of that video that I put together. And when I say I did that pretty quick, I came up with the idea around 2:00 this afternoon, and I thought, should I really do this right now? But I wound up saying yes, and I think my granddaughter watched that video about 4 times, and she kept wanting to watch it every time it was going. So thank you for that beautiful song, and hard to believe 14 years old that you could pen something like that. So congratulations to you. Have you gotten a lot of play with that song? As far as, is it a hit in any ways, or people using it?
Yeah, I released it again on streaming platforms. Me personally, I'm still trying to decipher the Spotify algorithm. It's very Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Music and all that. They aren't the kindest to creators and everything. So it's really hard to get on their playlist without having to pay a lot of money. So it's been kind of hard, but I've been fortunate that a lot of people have felt connected to it, and I put it out on social media and gotten a few charity events that have done stuff with the song. But hit by hit standards, no.
No, I understand. There's different kinds of hit standards, and just even like my children's book, we've sold quite a few of them, but it's not a hit. And then every time Amazon sells it, they like to make it very expensive. So it's a similar run as far as a local writer trying to get a good story out there. It's very difficult, and as well, and you're finding that out, but you're finding it out at 17, not 50. So that's kudos to you, and hopefully, and you seem talented enough where you very well will figure it out better than I have. So Well, thank you for that great song, and I could tell just from the chat and the chatter that people really appreciated it as well, because we're getting so many comments. So, hey, how about a question from Dave Clark? My Dave Clark.
Well, first I want to thank you for that song, Ava. It's you can tell from the comments that we've had that it touched a lot of people, and I hate doing this, but kudos to Doug for putting together that video too. I hate to compliment Doug for some reason, but
That
Come on
pained
now,
you,
don't
didn't
give
it,
him a
Dave?
big
That was
head.
painful.
he did do a great job on that, along with the music. So, but I think our viewers, I'd like to start. I think asking you your path to where you are now. If you could tell us, who inspired you as a musician to pick up music and take it to where you are now, and also if you could tell our viewers some of the struggles you yourself have faced during this time.
Yeah, absolutely. So, how I sort of got started with music, I grew up in Nashville. So it's a great town to grow up in if you want to pursue music, and I was very, very fortunate to be born here. My parents were the type of parents who threw everything at you, see what stuck. And when I was 7 years old, they gave me my first guitar, and I absolutely fell in love. They gave me lessons along with it, and I fell in love with music and playing guitar and everything. I grew up in just a musical household in the sense that we always had the radio going. My mom would play a little bit of piano every now and again. My dad would just chord hop on the guitar, but nothing like in the industry. But probably the biggest catalyst to make me want to pursue music as a career was when I was 10 years old. I got the really cool experience of seeing karaoke with Kelly Clarkson. And that sort of boosted my love for performing, and it got some attention on social media. The news came out and interviewed me. And through that, I got invited to my first writer's round. And for those of you who don't know what a writer's round is, a Nashville writer's round is when the songwriters come and they share the songs that they've written and the stories behind them. And I've never been to a writer's round before, but it opened my eyes to the realm of songwriting and songwriters and co-writing. And I, again, fell in love with that too. So I thought, hey, this is really cool. I want to do this. I think I want to try to do this. So at the ripe old age of 10, I decided that this is what I wanted to do with my life. I started co-writing with anyone who would let me. I started joining some organizations here in town that help new songwriters and artists, try to get their feet underneath them and learn about the industry. And I just, again, fell headfirst into everything music, industry, and songwriting and artistry. By the end of 2018, beginning of 2019, I was doing around 150 plus shows a year. When I was 12, I got my first standing gig down at, I think it was on 2nd Avenue down in Nashville. And I was there twice a week and learned a lot about performing and audience participation and interaction. But I started traveling a lot more and taking some industry meetings here in town. And I started playing all over Nashville and surrounding states, including Texas and a few other places. And, again, I was doing a bunch of shows. And then my biggest struggle of my life hit me on 2019, July 1st, when I got diagnosed with cancer. It was very, very sudden. I was actually doing a small tour in Texas when we knew something wasn't right. We came back home to Nashville, and the day that we came back home, I was put in a hospital room for a month and a half straight. And they told me I had leukemia, and I couldn't just be normal. I had a rare form of leukemia called B-cell haploidiploid. And that would cause my treatment plan to be 3 years, but luckily I got it down to 2.5 because apparently my body was in good behavior. So that's news to my ears. But yeah, that was probably my biggest halt because I had to cancel over 70 events in July alone, and I was, going through intensive chemotherapy every single day, again in a hospital for about a month and a half straight, couldn't go home. But I can probably say, I was talking to y'all earlier, I could probably say I have 2 more months left in my treatment plan, and I'm back writing just as strong as before and performing in so many other places. I actually just played my first international songwriters festival over in Denmark. So that was super, super fun. I had such a great time, and it's my first time overseas, and hopefully I get to go back soon. But yeah, just that's me in a nutshell, basically.
Where did you play in Denmark?
Unsa. It is about 2 hours away from Copenhagen.
Okay, I asked because my wife is from Sweden, and I coached in Sweden for several years. That's where I met my wife. So we've been to Denmark quite often. So
it's a beautiful country. It was my first time going.
What's a Denmark story you got for us, Dave?
Oh boy.
never mind.
I almost got hit by a bike.
Well, there you go.
But honestly, apparently, if you don't almost get hit by a bike in Europe, you're not going to Europe. So.
Yeah. So in all of the things, like one of the pictures that I pulled off your Facebook was a whole bunch of people gathered around. I don't know if any of these people are famous or not. It doesn't really matter, but they're obviously very supportive. And there you are with a smile on your face, even though you're in the hospital. But if you can think of that one thing or one moment that pulled you along, and it doesn't have to be about the cancer. I mean, you're 17 years old. You've already gone through this ugly thing called cancer. But what is that one thing, one person, one place, one attitude that pulled you along? If you can narrow it down.
Well, I probably have 3, and I hope that's not cheating. But the 3 major things that pulled me along and I kept believing in. I know if I believed in these 3 things, I'd be fine. And I had faith in my family, my family, and my musical family. That picture is a great example. My Nashville family stepped up big time to help support me and help, pull me out of the ditch when I was not feeling good. So they would come and share songs and stories and just hang out with me all day. And my whole family, like my brother, my mom, and my dad, and my aunts and my grandfather, and just they're all so incredibly supportive, and they would just come and be so understanding. And we had a food train for my brother back at home when we were in the hospital that was like a mile long. He was having the time of his life. But they were a major part of it. So definitely my family. And then second, my doctors. I have an amazing team of doctors, and they truly helped, teach me, understand what was going on. And they were so happy to explain any medication that I was trying, anything that I wanted to know more about. They would lead me to the correct sources so I can have accurate information, because there's a lot of misinformation on Google. Especially about illnesses and everything. When they tell you don't Google anything, don't Google anything. But and they helped really. They saved my life. So I have complete faith in them, and I have faith in my Lord and Savior, and He really helped pull me along as well and kept my spirits high. And I am a firm believer that the will of God will never take you, where the grace of God cannot protect you.
Very nice. That was well said. And no strike threes for 3. So even though we have, I was going to segue to baseball here, but I have to find, where is this?
Oh yeah, that is First Horizon Park. I sung at I sung the national anthem for the Nashville Sounds. So yeah, it was super fun. So
that's the new Nashville Sounds stadium.
Yes, it is. It's great, and it's a beautiful stadium in Nashville, and it was a great time. And I like to joke around. I've officially made the stadium tour of Nashville, just singing the national anthem at a bunch of different places. That was super fun, but that was definitely a cool stadium to sing at.
Yeah, you were probably too young to sing at the old Nashville Sound Stadium, right?
Yes, I've seen pictures of it, but I was too young to be able to actually sing the anthem there.
Dave has a fun story, but I think you might. Did you just tell that story of your Nashville Sound story with Donovan Hand? Dave Clark?
Oh, me?
Yeah, Dave Clark.
What do you want me to tell?
What did you just tell the Nashville Sound story when we were in Nashville?
You mean at the camp? And
at the camp.
And the players screwing around in the clubhouse.
Yeah, which is such a surprise.
What?
Well, we were doing this camp and in Nashville with the Sounds, and we had arranged for 10 players to help with the camp and the Sounds. The night before the game, we had 2 rain delays. It went 12 innings, and it was done like Ava said earlier. I think that game ended like 1 o'clock in the morning. So we had to be out there by 10 o'clock in the morning. The players did, and here's Doug. We're trying to keep this large group occupied, and the assistant, I guess it was the assistant general manager, came up to me and he asked me to go to the clubhouse with him. The players were finally there, and so we get into the clubhouse, and the assistant guy he's going, okay, guys, could I have your attention, please? Could I have your attention? And they were screwing around. They weren't listening to this guy. And he tried it again. It reminded me of a little bit of Al Tobin did. And I hope Al's watching because again, he's guys, we need your attention here. We got to get this. Again, they're screwing around. Did it a third time. So baseball, 3 strikes and you're out. That's what I figured. So after the third time, they didn't listen to him. Here I am on my scooter. They don't know who the heck I am. And I all of a sudden, I'd had it up to here with these guys screwing around. And I go, I need your attention right now, guys. And man, that you could have heard a pin drop in that clubhouse. And I said, I need to know who is the leader in this clubhouse right here. And they all pointed to this one guy. I said, what's your name? He goes, Donovan. I said, Donovan what? Donovan Hand, he said. I said, Donovan, you are the leader in here. This is what I need. You're responsible for getting it together. I want it done. Let's get out there. And they went out. They did a great job. And the next year, when Doug and I went out to do the second year at Sounds, Donovan Hand was one of the first guys that came on, and he was still with the Sounds. And he actually spent time talking to me while the game was going on in the bullpen. Nice. And we had a lot more players that second year.
Yeah, no, he rallied a whole bunch of players, and we didn't have to pay for the players the second year. The first year we were actually paying for the players. And so we've actually done a couple of camps in Nashville, and have a couple of Pulling Each Other Along award winners in Nashville
at the old stadium.
At the old stadium. But then they changed they changed ownership and management, and they changed affiliates. They went from the A's to
they changed. Yeah.
I don't even know who they are now. Who are they? That's the trick question of the day.
Google it.
Yeah, Google it. It might be wrong.
That's a good question. We do have some other questions. Dave, you're going to ask the big question to our
drum roll.
To Ava. You're going to ask the big question, and then I got to ask a question after that.
It's already come up.
The big question of the night.
Oh no.
So we asked this question because Mr. Clark is a huge fan of a certain item. So we have to ask every guest, what is your favorite donut?
Ooh.
Oh, that's what the comment was alluding at. Okay. Oh, man, I love donuts, man. Don't even get me started on donuts.
We got another thing in common.
Oh, yeah. I mean, seriously. So, side story before I answer the big question, because this is a very important question. I got to think about this. So, I am online schooled now. I've been online schooled since 7th grade. But when I was in 6th grade, my brother was in 8th. Yes, 8th. And so we would all do carpool with the neighborhood kids, and we would have all of our stuff out by the mailbox for the carpool to pick us up, whoever was taking us that week, to be early, because if we all got in the car early, we would go by the donut shop right next to our middle school. So, man, the one person that was late, we would give them death glares the whole ride to the school if they did not show up on time, because we would not get donuts.
Deservedly so.
Sucked. Yeah. But It honestly depends what mood I'm in, because like the blueberry cake donuts, those are always a good staple to go to. If you have a really sweet tooth, then Boston cream is the way to go, definitely. But at the same time, just like if I see the hot sign on at Krispy Kreme, then I'm just going in there just to get a glazed donut. I mean, there's nothing like the original, just every now and again. But
So she couldn't say one again. She had to go with 3.
oh no,
Three.
man, I can
That's
list
all right.
20.
Oh, there you go.
You got it.
I know y'all have a time limit, and I doubt the people want to hear me talk about donuts for 5 hours.
Right.
So.
No, actually, I think they do. You would not believe it.
You gotta have variety.
We have but those are all great donuts, and I'm with you. I mean, a bad donut's better than most foods. So,
So real quick, just going back to the Nashville Sound, I should have known this. Or AAA for the Milwaukee Brewers.
That's
right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
know
you should have known
Nashville.
that.
Yeah, I know Nashville's also trying to get a professional team. I think they're going to be called the Stars if they get it approved. But yeah, they're pushing really hard for a major league team here.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is, it's going to be crazy if they get that, because we've had the Titans for a while and they sucked for a long while. But it's no secret. We know it too. But we're happy that they're doing better though. But so we had the Titans for a while, we had the Preds for a while, then 2017 hit and the Preds blew up because of our playoff run. So that propelled or that increased in popularity on Preds, and then Titans started doing better, so Titans started getting more tickets, and then we got a soccer team, so then that's starting to play now at Nissan until their stadium is built, and now they're pushing for MLB. So who knows what's going to happen, honestly. We just might be a sports city now.
Pretty much.
Here's a trivia question. And I should have known it too, Dave, because Milwaukee and Nashville are the only 2 cities that have a major league affiliation and their minor league franchises in the other city, because the Predators AAA hockey is the Milwaukee Admirals.
Milwaukee Admirals, right. Yeah.
So you flip-flop your major league team and your AAA club.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
And talking hockey, so we have Ava Paige gets the number 00. And what did you do here this night?
That was another national anthem that I did at Bridgestone Arena. That was probably one of the coolest moments of my life was that game. It was pre-COVID, so it was in February of 2020. And the Nashville Predators had this amazing program that they do called Hockey Fights Cancer Night, and everything goes back to their local children's hospital, and Dr. Monroe Carroll Jr., where I take treatments at. And man, it was absolutely incredible. That was my first time performing the national anthem at a stadium, and plus a stadium that has a 27,000 person capacity. That was super cool. But I will say I had in-ears in, which is little in-ear monitors, basically glorified headphones, and I had those in my pack, and I had them cranked up as loud as humanly possible, because the echo in a closed stadium is awful. But I will say the only thing that I was thinking that when I stepped out on the ice was, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. And I didn't. So
there you go.
That picture, though,
we should get Dave Clark to sing the national anthem.
Oh my goodness. I just sang Dream On before I came on here.
I want to hear it. Can you play it for me?
My wife might have recorded it. I don't know.
Oh,
she was holding her ears. That's all.
There we go.
Yeah.
That works. I don't know. Maybe Ava can cover Dream On. That's a hard song to cover.
That is.
Is it the Dream On? Dream On? Yeah.
Looks like she can do it.
Yep.
How about you, Dave? Where's your rendition, Dave Clark?
Well, no, you'll have to listen to the video.
It's somebody's birthday out in our audience. Is Sharon still there?
It's Sharon's birthday today.
It is
Sharon. Sharon's birthday. I don't know. We might have to sing "Happy Birthday" to her before the end. If
I can do that, that's my specialty.
That's your specialty.
You're good at
singing "Happy Birthday." Yeah. Very good. So
I got a question for Ava, though.
All right, go ahead.
Shoot.
In your music career. You've met some probably high end people. Have you ever met Tim McGraw?
So I haven't. I've heard he is an absolute sweetheart, though. Where was I supposed to meet him or something? I think I was supposed to meet him somewhere. I know I've seen him out and about, but when musicians are like heading somewhere and they look very determined, it's like you don't bother. You just let them go somewhere. They're probably on the way to the bathroom, and you don't want a musician who's on the way to the bathroom because we will bite your head off. So, so I think I've definitely seen him out and about before, but never met him personally. I've had a lot of buddies who have, though, and they said he is an absolute sweetheart.
Dave goes way back with his father, Tug McGraw.
Oh, that's awesome.
So they go way back. And
Tug, who passed away from cancer.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's because Dave was with the Philadelphia Phillies in 1980 when
I was on the bottom of the organization. He was on the top.
Yeah.
and we happened to do a clinic together where he got $10,000 and I got $200.
That was fair.
Oh, you're right. That was a week.
That's more than you get paid now to do clinics.
200.
That's true. That's true.
So what are you complaining about, man? $200. I bet you wish you still had that.
So that was a week's pay for me back then.
It was a season's salary on the clones.
Pretty much. No, that was more than 2 seasons for some people. So you said your favorite, one of your favorite sports is baseball and hockey. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, did you play any sports, or did you just go right to the music side?
I did, but let's just say the only sport that I stuck with was the one with the minimal activity, which is golf. So yeah, that's the only one I still love to play. But yeah, when I was younger, I did. Again, as I said in the post and everything, my parents are the type of parents who throw everything at you and see what sticks. And including that was I used to play just like peewee soccer, flag football. I started golf when I was around 5, 6, and that's the only one I've stuck with. I used to play softball. I used to do competitive swim. Gymnastics, dance, musical theater, tennis. Let's see, what else did I used to do?
A little bit of everything.
There's a list, but I think I'm missing some. But that's the gist of it.
It's good.
Well, you got a nice variety of all those things, and that's how we did it when we were younger. Most, the guys in this little square here, Kurt probably included. I don't know. But we played every sport. We went from sport to sport to sport. When it was hockey season, we played street hockey. When it was basketball season, we tried to play basketball. When it was football season, we were playing 2-hand touch, 3-hand touch, tackle, whatever we were allowed to do. And when it was baseball season, man, we brought our gloves out. That was
you make up games as you go.
Correct.
Yeah.
I will say most of the athletic ability of my family just went straight to my brother. He saved none for me. So he just like when he was born, it's just like it all went to him. And then when I was born 2 years later, it's like, no, you get none.
You got the artistic side.
I guess.
Right.
All right. That's good.
Yep.
So, Ava, let me ask you a question. What are your aspirations at this point? You're 17 years old. You've already had a bit of success. If I'm not mistaken, they had a billboard of you at Nashville. Is that correct?
Yes, they did a while back. Yeah, one of my singles, or actually a duet with somebody that I did. Yeah. Sorry, my creators are leaving. One of my the duets a song that I wrote and did a duet with somebody. Goodness, say that. Was put on a billboard downtown, so that was super fun. But yeah, my biggest goals for my career and what I'm striving for is I love performing. It's so much fun, but I also love songwriting, and I will always try to balance that. If you look at Chris Stapleton's style of artistry, then that's the sort of roadmap that I would love to follow. He, still can do a tour and perform out and do the intimate venues and everything, but still be writing for other people and have a few cuts and number ones under his belt with other artists. So that's my goal.
And you were just even this evening, you said your co-writers were saying goodbye to you. If there's any that want to jump in and photobomb you here or video bomb you, have them
Y'all
feel
want to come
free.
say hi? Come on.
There we go. Let's meet some of your people.
They're coming. Here. Come say hi.
Let's meet some of your people. Introduce us. That'll be fun.
I don't care, man. You want to talk, Tom? This is Blue Foley.
Hi.
Hey.
How are you?
And then this is Lance Carpenter.
Howdy, y'all.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Yes, we are.
You're all co-writers, singer songwriters.
Yes.
Very good. Nice.
Tell him what you've written.
Oh yeah. I guess tell him what.
Tell him your song.
Yeah.
Show me what you're working with, Lance. Tell me what you
They
got.
both have number ones and I don't, but.
No, I don't have a number one yet. I've got
You
some
will.
Grammy nods. I will, but I ain't got mine yet.
Yo, he's Grammy nominated. He has a number one. Has done a bunch of other crap too. So I'm just here, man.
So tell the audience what your number one
Love
is.
Me Like You Mean It with Kelsey Ballerini and Forrest Whitehead and Josh Kerr.
Heck yeah. See,
Nice.
that's what I want to do. I want to get my first number one. I got 2 Grammy nominations, both with Ashley McBride and CMAs and ACMs, and got a bunch of nods, but nothing yet. But I'll
Well,
take
it's coming.
Oh, it'll be
It's
here
coming.
soon.
It's coming.
It'll be good.
Awesome.
Coming. Well,
Hey,
glad
thanks
you
for
guys-
letting us bust you all's party up. Yeah,
Absolutely.
You're gonna love the bridge.
Oh,
We
yeah.
ran with your idea, girl. You're a
Yes.
genius.
What's the
Love y'all.
question,
I love
Tom?
you too, sweetheart.
Is Blue Foley any relation to Blaze Foley? I don't even know what that means.
Don't think so.
So, what is the hardest thing about putting together a song? Is it putting together the lyrics or matching the music to it? Or, I mean, I don't know how you guys do that.
Yeah, honestly, it's no one part of it is hard. If you it honestly, it just depends on the day. If you have a cool idea, a certain idea can be hard, especially if you have to twist it a certain way and make sure that, you know, the hook makes sense and it lands correctly and everything is, you know, writing towards that. But there isn't like one thing that's hard. Sometimes the song just falls out in 45 minutes, and sometimes it takes 12 sessions. Like the one today, these guys showed up at 11 this morning and just finished up. So they've been here all day. But sometimes it just goes like that, and sometimes you finish it really quick. It just honestly depends.
Wow, it's a talent. It's a real talent.
So I'm a Billy Joel fan, and I know Dave Clark is not. But how does a guy like Billy Joel, who not only, you know, he was a decent singer. I mean, I can actually say he was a good singer. He doesn't give himself a lot of credit as a singer. So he was a singer and songwriter and performer. How difficult is to have all three of those packages?
It was probably harder back then, is what I'll say. So I won't get into the nitty gritty of things because I can talk y'all's ear off for hours. But the music industry over the past couple of years, especially over the past decade, has changed a lot. And it used to be, you know, that wasn't very common. There was an artist, a songwriter, and a, you know, just sometimes even a producer. But sometimes back then it wasn't that common. Now it's extremely common, especially in country music. Not so much in the pop industry. I mean, it's still pretty common in the pop, but not as much as in the country. Almost every single country artist that you hear on radio is a songwriter as well as an artist. It's just how they're breaking right now, and it's just how the trend is going. And there's a reason behind this, and I won't get into it. Large summary is labels are losing money, finding other ways to make revenue. But aren't we all? But yeah, it's a lot more common now than it was back then.
Gotcha. And then as a vocalist, you're only 17 years old, and typically at 17, your voice has got a long way to go to get to maturity. What are you doing to train your vocals as well? Is that something that you're with a voice teacher, or are you just doing your own thing, or just singing a lot? What's your goals there, and how do you train yourself?
Yeah, I have an amazing vocal coach that I've been with for quite a few years now. If there's anyone who wants to have a career in the music industry, they need to have a good vocal coach because there's so many artists who will not sing properly, not use proper techniques, and they will be out of the job because they have to go to vocal surgery or they have polyps and nodes develop in their voices, and it's not a pretty sight when that happens. So I have an amazing vocal coach who works with me, makes sure I'm not pushing myself too far and how to sing healthily. So, yeah.
Unless you're an old 80s rocker, it didn't seem to matter what they did to their voices.
Man, I guess they could scream into the flipping microphone for 24/7 and have smoke like machines all around them, not phasing one bit.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it was definitely an amazing era of music that I don't know if we'll ever have something like that happen again. But that was to me growing up in that we took it for granted. We didn't know it was so great the 70s and 80s, but to me, still the best music. I don't know. So
nothing has rivaled 80s pop yet. So, and I doubt it ever will.
I'm with you. I don't think we'll ever have another Queen or just all of the groups. You look at the top music from the 80s. If you go back and look at any of the top 40s, there's songs that are like 20th that never got to 1 that you still remember as a great oldie.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We grew up listening to 80s rock and pop, so it's just like that's half of my playlist right now. It's just constantly doing that stuff, and I post covers of it too, which is also fun.
Yeah,
it's fun just to whip out "Who's Crying Now" by Journey just randomly on Broadway. It's pretty fun.
Nice, good stuff. I mean, that's definitely to me the music that still needs to be. I don't know if it'll ever be outdone. Just like you said, I just don't think it will be. So you are a football fan, correct?
I just learned this past year the rules, and I found that it's a lot more enjoyable to watch if you actually know what's going on. So I'm enjoying it more now that I actually know what the heck everything is meaning.
So we've started because it's Thursday Night Football tonight, which probably gets started here in a little bit. And we started a few weeks ago. And what is our records, Dave Geis? You keeping track?
I'm not.
I went out on a limb last week with the underdog.
You lost.
Literally this close from being correct.
Yeah.
And from all intents and purposes, I think coaching lost them that game.
Look, you lost. Don't make excuses. You lost.
I did. I lost.
You lost.
So tonight,
I don't want to hear any of your excuses. You lost.
Tonight's a pretty even game.
You and I are tied at 3-1. Dave's 2-2.
Well, there we go.
I got it.
All right, you keep the notes on it, Dave Clark. We'll put you in charge of that unless Kurt takes over. So
I'd rather have Kurt take over, and I want Kurt to give us his pick tonight.
He's going to be a little bit behind, but that's all right.
Yeah, well, he's going to be 0-0, but
we'll go with percentage at the end of the season.
There you go.
Right. Yeah, I haven't lost yet, folks. I haven't lost yet.
You haven't lost yet. So anyway, so we got two pretty good evenly matched teams. We got my Georgia Bulldog, Matthew Stafford on a new team with the LA Rams, going against the Seattle Seahawks and Russell Wilson crew.
Where did Wilson go to college?
I don't know.
Oh boy, Kurt, you got to know this.
You go to
Are you trying to say UW-Madison?
If he wasn't in the SEC, I don't know.
He was a Badger.
Wisconsin, man.
They have football there.
That's it. Goodbye.
Easy, boy.
Barely. Actually, this year they barely have football.
So we have the Seahawks against the Rams. And should we do ladies first and let Ava go first?
Definitely. Yes. Guests are always first.
So who's your pick for tonight? We're just doing wins and losses.
Ooh, I might have to call in my special advisor for this one. Dad!
There you go.
Come here.
Wait a minute. Do we allow that? Do we allow that?
Yeah, what the heck? You know, she has 3 strikes and Tom's thinking the Rams.
I'm
tell you what, if it comes down to the last game,
Barbara's
I'm
with
not
the
allowing
Seahawks.
that crap.
Okay, so we're doing fantasy football here. So Rams or Seahawks?
Rams.
Dad says Rams.
All right, so you're going to go with Dad?
We're going with Rams.
Yep.
All right, let's see. Kurt, you're next since you're the rookie.
Yeah, definitely Rams.
Ooh,
Rams.
Gotta take the Rams. Yeah.
Dave
I
Geis?
agree. Definitely have to go with
gosh.
the Rams.
Dave Clark?
The Rams.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I have to go with the Rams. It's Matthew
Yeah.
Stafford. So we're all going to go with the
Yeah,
Rams.
if you're gonna keep pace,
Even
you
though I
better.
will say, I like the Seahawks' uniforms. They're
Well,
they're
that's a
good.
good reason to root for them. That makes them all the better. Those
Man, I'm
uniforms.
still a rookie at the whole football thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of like the uniforms of these two guys. You know, look how good they looked.
Oh yeah, looking good, boys.
Those are great unis.
The Colgate boys.
I don't know about the hats, but the jersey.
Big old smiles. So
I will
we
say
got
though, watching college football is the funnest thing because I always just no matter what, I just love Coach O. So whatever team that he's coaching, I'm just rooting for them just because I want to hear him go Tigers. So
very nice. So is there any way that that people, you know, I know you've been doing a lot of things for cancer and cancer awareness and all those good things, and we had your website up earlier, but basically it's just avapagemusic.com.
yep, Ava Paige Music.
And can they download your music from there, or did they go somewhere else, or is there other things they can learn and find out
that'll
about
link
you there?
you. That website will link you to either a direct download from me, or you can find it on Apple Music, again, Spotify, Amazon Music, wherever that is. And also, if you want any updates on where I'm playing here in Nashville, or whether I have new material coming out, then make sure to follow me on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all that good stuff. It's at Ava Paige Music, and it's just as it says up there, AVAPAIGE Music.
There you go, avapagemusic.com. Kurt, you got any questions here? I don't know how much you know about Ava's story, but she's part of the Pulling Each Other Along book. And actually, I was introduced to her through Facebook before cancer, and was actually reaching out to her once upon a time to write a story about the A Pound of Kindness, or write a song about the Pound of Kindness. And we desperately need some bumper music for our show. So I don't know if you can help out with us there. You know, so and we have this video. I mean, again, I did this real quick. It wasn't a hugely professional job, but
Well, it was a great job, though.
Yeah.
thank you, sir. And you know, and I know the stories behind all the lyrics, you know, that I matched with.
Yeah.
So for me, you know, the people that I got involved with that, and again, very quick, I was looking for the pictures that I wanted to find, which isn't always the easiest thing when you're trying to do something in a hurry. But you know, maybe we can throw that out there as long as it's okay and legal. But I would love for folks to download the your music, get some of your music on their playlists, and so they can be reminded of you, and also be reminded of your courage and the spirit that you held throughout the whole time of dealing with cancer. And you know, we've got some people on this show that have dealt with cancer in different ways, and are dealing with cancer in different ways right now. So we want to you know, be encouraged by your go at all of this. And I think, would you agree that having a proper attitude is maybe one of the best medicines?
It is the most critical thing, honestly, because if you let yourself, like, of course, everyone's going to have bad days. I had bad days, a lot of bad days, where, you know, I just kind of shut the door and it's like, okay, I'm just going to sleep this one off and just wake up tomorrow fresh. And, you know, that's totally fine. But, you know, through it all, if you have a bad attitude about it, and if you always get yourself down and start focusing on all the bad in your life, and that's all you're going to see and all you're going to feel is bad. But if you look at the positives, you look at the silver linings of things, if you look at, okay, this day wasn't the greatest, but it was better than yesterday, so I'm stepping in the right direction, then that's how you get through the hardships. That's how you get through the struggle.
Very good. Well, there's one lady that is still on the show, and she said, you know, what a birthday night. Sharon, what are you doing watching our show on your birthday? But she said she's for the Seahawks. So we had a couple of Seahawks,
yeah.
Barbara, and we all went the other direction. We'll see if our crowd is right. Now, Tom, you know, he was with us. But how about, do you mind playing us a little happy birthday and doing a duet with Dave Clark?
Absolutely.
Do it.
There you go.
All right, in the key of C, everybody.
Key of C.
Okay.
You know,
Here we go,
A
Ava.
for you, Dave.
Lead us off.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
you.
Happy
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear
Sharon.
Sharon.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
you.
Dave,
Well,
that couldn't have been better. It's pretty difficult to have the different sounds going at the different times, but
It was
Sharon,
good.
I hope you enjoyed your Dave Clark, Ava Paige serenade. Don't forget to go to avapagemusic.com. And if you haven't yet, go to our Pulling Each Other Along, where you can still download for free the forward by NFL Hall of Famer Terry Bradshaw. We are still working on a few technical things with the technical group. Let's see, what is we got? Ava. Oh no.
I don't know if that would work. He's never been on the road before.
no, I wouldn't know what to do.
he needs a bus like, Reba McEntire's bus. I've traveled on her buses before, and we need some of those kind of buses for Dave, so he can just kind of wake up.
How
Nah,
about
I
some
wouldn't
green
feel at
men in the
home on
back?
those.
Just give him a sporting news and a pencil, and he'll be fine.
Yeah, it's kind of like the fancy hotel we were in at the Peabody. Dave was we had this beautiful hotel at a speaking event we were doing, and Dave was complaining because it was too nice. He's like, this is too
I
nice.
honestly
And then,
feel that though. Like
and-
I
but
can
then-
understand that feeling of it's like, holy crap, this is too nice. I can't walk to breakfast in my pajamas. I have to actually
Right.
put on like a sweatshirt or something.
So he felt like the room was still nice until this was how many years ago? This is a lot of years ago, 10 years ago. And there was a big screen TV in the bathroom window.
Scared the hell out of me.
Yeah, but Dave goes, well, I could get used to that. So he liked the big
Dave,
screen
why are
TV.
you in the bathroom for 20 minutes? And I don't know.
No, well, he's a bathtub guy. So
Well, I'm a bathtub guy. Yeah, I soak. I soak.
That's part of his healing and recovery and post polio massage therapy, all those wonderful things.
Nah, I don't get any massage therapy
Well, in the water, you're getting
in the
massaged
water.
by
Oh,
the
really?
water.
Really?
I would
Maybe
think
we
so.
should go to a
Where's
different topic.
where's this headed?
So anyway, Sharon
Just
is
whiz a little
saying
bit.
thank you. I there you go. And what she says, you are the best. So I don't know which is you. I don't know which one is you. It's either Dave or Ava.
I think she's probably meaning Ava.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Word.
There you go, the Nashville girl here. Well,
No, I'm trying to point to you, but it's backwards.
I know. It's like I try to point to this and I
Right.
go over here. I'm like, just go to my logo, and I don't know how to get to my logo. I guess we should
There we
just
go.
put it on our head and we can point to. Shit, there you go. She's she's a politician.
Yeah.
And if I was a politician, then I'd go look at the camera and just go.
There you have it. We try. We don't talk politics on our show, thankfully.
No.
That's taboo. That's
No.
worse than a horror show.
Amen.
To talk. And Kurt, you've been pretty quiet. You got any last minute questions here before we say goodbye to Ava?
Sure, just thinking of your fans, Ava. I just poked around a little bit. I'm being introduced to you through this show. A tremendous introduction. And a pleasure to be part of your fan base now. And when I look around, I'm looking at numbers that just with Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, I mean, tens of thousands of people out there reaching just through those points of contact. But do you have any feedback from your fans or any stories developed that with your music and events you've gone to and just being you? Did you get any like meaningful like emails back or social media posts that are really striking you from your fans?
Yeah, absolutely. I have an amazing army around me that's always constantly supporting. And when I got diagnosed, I was very, very open about my story and my struggles on social media. And because of that, I've actually gotten a lot of comments and stories from the people who've seen my posts and seen my songs. And they have told me their stories and about themselves or their loved ones. And I've gotten a lot of sad stories, sadly, about cancer does not discriminate, of course. So like all all kinds of people who have sadly lost their loved ones to cancer. But I've also got a lot of positive stories, especially ones about leukemia. And a common reoccurring story that I typically get, and it always warms my heart whenever I see it, is typically the format goes something like this: my kid or friend had leukemia at a young age, and now they are doing great and have 2 kids, and have not looked back at cancer since. And there's a lot of those stories that I get, and it warms my heart every single time. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cancer. Cancer is a club that nobody wants to be in, but when you're there, everyone welcomes you. It's a very loving community, and we all understand each other, and we get each other and share stories and lift each other up. So I've been very, very fortunate that my platform has enabled me to hear some of those stories and be the spokesperson to some people and raise awareness for childhood cancer.
Well, Picking and Kicking Cancer is the name of your chapter in the Pulling Each Other Along book that is upcoming. And we hope you guys get a copy of that. And what do you got there? Let me make that big here. Picking and Kicking Cancer. There we go, with Ava Paige. And we know she's kicked it a lot with her attitude. And for any cancer people that are out there, any folks that are dealing with that, take a lesson from this young lady about your attitude. And I think that goes with a lot of things. And with Dave Clark, Dave Stevens, Dave Geis, what you're going through, and Kurt and all of us, our attitude has such an impact on all of these things as we try to pull each other along. So Dave Clark, any last parting words?
I just want to thank Ava for being here and sharing her story tonight with our viewers. And amazing story. Keep up the good work, and I wish you the best.
Well, thank you. And thank you all for having me. Seriously, I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. And if anybody didn't know, we played her song at the beginning. So on Facebook or YouTube, you can go back and listen to just a beautiful song. That's When Hope Comes In. It's the correct title, I believe.
Hope Comes In.
Hope Comes In, right? When Hope Comes In. And
is it Hope Comes In or When Hope Comes In? I can't remember.
Yeah, so the lyric is That's When Hope Comes In.
One of those.
It's something like that, but it's beautiful all the same. And thanks for writing such a beautiful song at such a young age. Wow. And that's you must be an old soul to be able to have dug that up at such a young age. So thanks for being here. Thank you guys. Let's all say goodbye. Happy birthday, Sharon.
Yes.
And we might have a special with Gabriel next week that's brewing. And next week's guest is former senior vice president of the Twins, Minnesota Twins, Patrick Klinger. And the week after that, I have Hobbs Kessler scheduled. Hobbs Kessler is now the fastest 1,500-meter miler of all time in high school, and went pro with Adidas. And he's an amazing young kid that I got to meet a couple of weeks ago, and I talked with him this afternoon and booked him for the 21st. Nice. So there we have it. I'm 2 weeks out ahead. How do you like that, guys, for organization?
Wow. I can't believe it.
I can't either.
All right. Well, let's continue to pull each other along.
Thank
you.
Take
care, everybody.
Thank you, guys. We'll see if the Rams win.
Yeah, we're saying we got a goodbye all from Rusty. Goodbye, guys, and everybody that's still listening.